Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Two very big, major developments coming from North Korea. The isolated country has better and better relations with Russia, which is not good for Al Capone and his plantation. That's one, which is going to be a little visit coming from North Korean foreign minister to Moscow at the invitation of Russia's foreign minister Sergei Lavrov. So that would happen from Monday to Wednesday next week, which is tomorrow until Wednesday. That's one bad development for these guys here who isolate North Korea. And the other one is, it seems that North Koreans are capable of firing some hypersonic missiles now, or something like that. They conducted a test today, and with a intermediate range, is in between. It's not a long range, not a short range, mid-range missile. And these guys are all scared about it because it seems like it has a hypersonic. It's a hypersonic weapon. Well, we're going to find out in this article that I have here. Actually, I have two articles and one map. So let's start with the article about the hypersonic weapon. This comes from Associated Press on January 14th, 2024. North Korea says it tested solid fuel missile tipped with hypersonic weapon. Well, let's find out. Americans have hypersonic weapons yet? North Korea on Monday claimed it flight tested a new solid fuel intermediate range missile tipped with a hypersonic warhead as it pursues more powerful, harder to detect weapons designed to strike remote US targets in the region. The report by North Korea state media came a day after the South Korean and Japanese militaries detected the launch from a site near the North Korean capital of Pyongyang. In what was the North's first ballistic test of 2024. The launch came 2 months after North Korea said it successfully tested engines for a new solid fuel intermediate range missile, which reflected a push to advance its lineup of weapons targeting US military bases in Guam and Japan. Guam and Japan. This is Guam, and that's Japan over here. Just the bottom of Japan, the southern part, and what the Ryukyu and Honshu, is that what it is? No, anyway, this is the Korean Peninsula, so north there, that's where they launched it. From there, they got to Guam, could reach this to intermediate range, but they have long range as well that they can hit United States of America. So it says the North officials Korean Central News Agency said Sunday's launch was aimed at verifying the reliability of the missile's solid fuel engines and the maneuverable flight capabilities of the hypersonic warhead. It described the test as a success. Now, let's see what it says. Hypersonic weapons were part of a wish list of sophisticated military assets Kim unveiled in 2021, along with multi-warhead missiles, spy satellites, solid fuel long-range missiles, this is what they are, and submarine-launched nuclear missiles. The North last year tested a solid fuel intercontinental ballistic missile for the first time, which added to its arsenal of weapons targeting the US mainland, and also launched its first military reconnaissance satellite in November. So I wonder with whose help, or it doesn't really matter at this point. But nevertheless, the Koreans are reacting to the pressure put by Al Capone and its unwelcome visit in the area, in the neighborhood. So that's the first article, which is very, very important because it seems like the North Koreans are allowed to have whatever weapon they want. The South Koreans, the free South Koreans, are not allowed. So that tells you who's freer than whom. It seems like the North Koreans are freer in that department. I have to point out, to develop whatever weapons they want, whereas the South Koreans, which are free to develop everything the boss allows them to. Okay, so there's a difference. When you have a nuclear weapon, you can actually do whatever you want. Obviously, you're going to have the people who dropped atomic bombs telling you that that's immoral to have one, but only we have, because we are the good. So that's the first article. Let's go to the second article, which is equally important because it shows now the clear direction and of the alliance. Almost, it's not an alliance yet, but they're aligned, Russia and North Korea. Why? Common foe. So this article comes from Ukrainska Pravda. It is from Sunday, the 14th of January 2024. North Korean foreign minister is to visit Russia. Don't you like her? Well, you don't have to like her. You have to know what she got in that melon over there. How much knowledge, experience, and balls. I think she's better than Annalena Baerbock of Germany, or Liz Truss, or Blinken. But hey, that's a very low-hanging fruit. And the new appointed Stefan, whatever it is, Stefan, the French guy, the 38-year-old with no foreign how do you call it? With foreign experience. I think that's what I want to say. North Korean Foreign Minister Cho Son-hui will visit Russia from Monday to Wednesday. And I'm quoting: the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, Foreign Minister Cho Son-hui will visit Russia from January 15 to 17. The visit will take place at the invitation of the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and amid reports that Russia has begun using missiles received from DPRK. Well, that's allegations, and I do not go by that because I don't feel like. Why? First, it comes from the American intelligence services, which is, I trust them as much as I trust anyway, baboons, which I don't trust. Baboons. Why don't I trust them? Because they lied before. Their level of trust is not at zero. It is at negative 3,529. So they're deep down there, not doing what they're supposed to, but something else. And they need a lot of time to climb back. They will never, because that's what they do. They tell us the truth and keep us safe. Yeah, some do that, but in this case, I don't think so. So nevertheless, what's the problem here? The problem is for these guys here who isolated Russia and North Korea and China and Iran and Venezuela and many other countries who or which get together now. And remember, United States, I think, is more isolated than these guys. Why? Look at it being alone when it votes. The last vote on Israel, how's that called, humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza, they were surrounded by 9 other countries. And yeah, the 2 countries they maybe maybe 3. It was Papua New Guinea, Austria, I think it was Paraguay, if I remember correctly. And then the other one was Palau. You know where Palau is? Do you know where Palau is? The country of Palau? I bet you don't. Anyway, and I'm not trying to insult you because I have probably some difficulties finding it at the first attempt. So these were the countries that sided with the United States of America, that voted against the UN resolution condemning this and wanting a ceasefire in Gaza in the General Assembly, where the world community is allowed to vote. 193 countries. 153 voted for the resolution. United States was with 9 other on the other side. So that was the world community. We don't like democracy, right, when we're losing. So who's more isolated, at least on that thing? So that tells me that the world knows who's who and what is what. That's a problem because North Korea is a nuclear power, however you like it or not. China is there. These guys want to provoke China in Taiwan, and they will with the new elected leader. I don't know if I should call that person president or not, because the Chinese say don't say that. These guys say yes. I personally don't care. I think it's the the people's choice. But on the other hand, if it's the people's choice, then the people of Donbass's choice should be also respected. The people in Crimea choice should be respected, not only the ones in Serbia / Kosovo, which it was not a referendum, which could have been, voted for. It was just their parliament that declared independence, and the Americans immediately recognized it together with give it more or less 100 countries on this planet. So anyway, this guy's gonna have a little alliance over there because of a common, how should I put it? Common, like a fox that sticks his nose, in a farmer's yard to see some chicken they can grab here and there. That's what these guys are from here. The guys in charge of us. And they will get together, and we already have at least bipolar world, or at least bipolar or multipolar, as they want to use the term. So they probably avoid the bipolar. So here is, my friends, these guys have definitely in a close relationship that Al Capone can't do anything about. And that's the problem. What are you going to do? Bomb them? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.